What's up, guys? Quincy J. Sims here, CEO of Bridge the Gap Marketing, and you are now inside of our sales office, the closest thing to a comedy show that you're ever gonna get. If they're talking door to door and they're not talking us, then what the hell are they talking about?
One.
Let's make some noise! Yes! Alright, guys. Listen, I'm touching on a touchy subject right now, right? But this came straight out of my comments, right? Someone asked me, what advice do I have for anyone trying to survive post-Covid-19? What advice do I have for someone trying to survive post-Covid-19 and for a person who don't have the skills, right? Or to know how to do so.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was a valid question. I just thought it was worth the podcast. I wanted to take some time out to first say I understand. Trust me, I understand. For many years, I didn't know what my true skill set was. I remember one of my first few interviews. I would go to a job, I would meet with somebody, and I wanted the job. Why? Because everybody said that I should have a job. You know what I'm saying? But really, it was about how much you paying me. It was all about me sitting down and saying, hey, I will give you my time. How much are you willing to pay me for my time? And I used to think that that was the way to go. And but I thank God, right? Because A, I had a father that was an entrepreneur. B, I got into door-to-door sales. I got a chance to see early, how to do the math, what I call the millionaire math, so that I can get where I'm going faster, right? And it was through ownership and understanding ownership and understanding how to become an entrepreneur. Getting my hands on things that I could sell and make a profit and doing things like that. But what it did was it gave me a skill set, guys, right? And that skill set was sales, right? And once I understood that I have a knack for sales, that I have a skill that I can transfer to people, then I started to understand where my wealth was going to come from, So, I just want to ask you first and foremost, right? What advice would you give to somebody out here who's trying to survive but don't have the skill set to do so?
The best advice I would give them is to think outside the box. Like right now with COVID, you have to forward think for once. You have to do things that you wouldn't be comfortable doing. Like for instance, door to door, or let's say network marketing. I see a lot of people who used to have 9 to 5. They're at home. They're putting their foot into network marketing.
Yeah.
It's not a bad field. The downside is you have to invest a lot of money at first. So for someone, it's just like you just gotta do your research and see what you can get into. And thinking outside the box, because the life is not going to go back to how it used to be.
Right. I love how you said that, though, and I love how you brought up network marketing. I'm a big fan of network marketing, right? I've been a consultant for marketing companies for quite some time now at this point, and one thing I take away from it is the fact that you get a chance to network with so many different people,
Yes.
and that's a good trait to have.
Yeah.
That's a skill that you can literally take and you can scale, right? How to network with people. I love how people are so motivated to get things done and make some money. But, on the other side of that, on the flip side of that, right, you got people that's looking to take a shortcut.
Yeah.
Right? And that right there is what the marketplace doesn't need. The marketplace doesn't need more people trying to take a shortcut.
I agree.
I have a saying, don't walk around looking sexier than your bank account. And I see a lot of that in network marketing.
Yeah.
And that for me is a problem, right? Especially when I see,
It's kind of like a fake it till you make it kind of world. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people who've been very successful with network marketing, but they didn't start out that. But they started out making it seem like it's an overnight success. There's a saying that the princess, I forgot her name, don't do something for 5 minutes you want to do for 5 years. Now, people jump into any kind of market and feel like it's going to be overnight success. Like, success is something that is failure after failure after failure, and people don't have enough skills to go through that. Like, our door field, we fail every day. Every day that we go knocking on the door, we hear no, that's a failure. But that failure builds you up for that yes, for that success.
You better know it. You better know it. That's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why I love this job.
Yeah.
That's why I love this position. I love what it can do for so many of you guys out there.
Definitely.
Part of the reason why we started this company. We want to help you become financially free. So I get that part. When I think about what advice I would give somebody that's trying to survive out here, but you don't have the skills to do so, I think about the fact that you have to now get the skills to do so, right? The first step is knowing that you got a problem. Great, you know that you got a problem, right? Okay, cool, but don't panic, okay? Take a look at exactly what it is that you've been doing up until this point now, right? I mean, like, where have you, you know, if you've been a janitor for the last 10 years, and you possibly may just be the best damn janitor there is. Why? Because I know I wouldn't keep a janitor that wasn't doing a great job on my payroll for 10 years if they wasn't, right? Now, let's just stay on this scenario because, I just picked the scenario out of my head, guys, but someone that's been doing that for 10 years, right? Now is not the time to switch up and just say, I'm going to network marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I see a lot
I
of
mean,
that.
unless they have a saving, they could build up enough time to get to the top. I wouldn't say don't go into network marketing. Just do your research.
Okay. So, if I'm going to say it, right, which I'm definitely saying it, right? I don't think that you have completed your task in your field that you're in. 10 years is a long time. That's a lot of experience. You've given a lot of your life to this one thing. Now I think, there is another way for you to keep that income while storing enough money away to now make sure that you can invest your money into making you more money instead of you investing your time into just making you more money. Because see, one of the biggest things that we don't understand is that if it requires our time, it's probably not worth it. Okay?
So just to be clear, you're saying that a janitor should do what in a time like this when he obviously doesn't have a job?
Yeah. So 10 years as being a janitor, now it's time for you to scale, it's time for you to innovate, right? It's time for you to look at everything that you got going for yourself, right? So you might say to yourself, all right, cool, I've been a janitor for the last 10 years, I know how to clean. Now it may just be time for you to start a YouTube page teaching people how to clean and how to be a better janitor. So what you want to do is you got a skill, you want to multiply that skill by teaching it to as many people as you possibly can while creating value to the market space. So you might just be able to open up your own janitorial school on a free platform such as YouTube. And you can do it as simply with your iPhone, right? We got the tools now.
Yeah.
Now, while you do that, that opens up another line of income for you, right? And nowadays, we got free platforms out here that allow you to maybe even productize yourself, right? I'll give you a prime example. You see this guy right here? That's me, right? What I did was I took my skill set and I productized it. And I said, hey, how many people can I help, right? And to make it transferable to people, right? I wanted to cartoonize myself, to bring that to the world, to make it easy for you to see and to get my vision for it. So I say that to anybody that's looking to, that think that they don't have the skill set to know how to survive. I want to give you guys some actual factual tips, and I hope that resonates with you. And that's just me thinking off the top of my head, right? We can look at case by case, right? I do have All You Motivated University, which you guys can definitely contact me on, and you guys can get a free consultation with myself. But if you're lost right now and you need to know how to survive, let's talk about it, right? You need to be around other people that could possibly see a better vision for yourself, right? A good book for you guys to read is Key Person of Influence by Daniel Priestley, right? I want each and every one of you guys to get that book, right? It'll teach you how to maximize whatever skill set you do have, because more than likely you have a skill set, you just don't know that you have a skill set because it comes natural, it comes easy to you.
I'm going to refer a book as well. It's Start With Your Why or Find Your Why. I believe the author is Simon Schreck.
Yeah, love that book as well. So that's what I mean by don't go into network marketing, right? Just because you feel like it's the thing for everybody else to do, right? Now, if you have an opportunity to go in and you can actually invest some money into something where you don't require your time and you got the money to be able to do that, then definitely do that. But what I'm seeing a lot of people waste their time and their energy and leave the one thing that has made them so successful and sustained them for so long, and they run off into something else, right? And that right there is gonna leave a hole in the marketplace that was yours,
Yeah.
right? So I hope that resonates with people.
I definitely do, because one thing I say, the network marketers, they're using the COVID now as an advantage to prey on the weak people who are desperately just in need of anything right now. So I see a lot of people who's sign up for network marketing, and you see 1 or 2 weeks they're losing the momentum because they didn't join in to build something. They joined to, okay, this gonna get me rich fast.
Yeah, and I mean, guys, not for nothing, but anything that I have to, as soon as I have to put my money up, I'm a little leery of it, right? Because I haven't made any money yet. It doesn't seem like the type of opportunity that I'm going to be able to take advantage of right away. It looks like the type of opportunity that may take advantage of me, first and foremost, so I will be leery of that first and foremost. But let's just say their expertise is network marketing, right? Because some people, that's where their expertise lies. And now, post-COVID, maybe they want to switch up and they don't feel like they're going to survive at whatever else that they can do. Now, at that point here, if that is the case, or you take the janitor scenario, where you just don't want to be a janitor anymore. Now, first and foremost, guys, I'm going to tell you, find that space that you do love. Because if you did something for 10 years, there was something about that thing that you loved, right? Now, obviously, I've been in door-to-door long enough. You know, I love it, right? I love every part of it. I love the rejection part just as much as I love the success, right? I love the promotion part of it. Now when I'm holding a conversation with people, it is very important for me to make sure that I promote me like I promote the products that I promote, right? When I'm marketing for these Fortune 500 companies, great. I'm also marketing for me, myself, Quincy J. Sims. Don't forget the J, right? Lamesha P. Anderson. Don't forget the P.
Don't forget the Naya.
Don't forget the Naya, right? Don't forget the Blondie, right?
Stop it.
Listen, don't forget the Jackie's daughter. All of that, right? She got all these monikers. But I say that to you guys because I really want you guys to understand that there are scenarios that we're not going to be able to go over on this show. But I definitely want to touch on this one, right? The scenario of you want to switch gears, you want to do something different. I would ask that you literally look at what you're doing and say to yourself, what was the part that I did fall in love with? Okay? So, if you fell in love with network marketing, you don't want to be in network marketing, what was the parts you did fall in love with? Maybe you fell in love with the photography portion of it. You know, when you would take these pictures and you would be available, you know, to promote these products online because that's how you actually got the products off, right? Maybe you fell in love with the actual prospecting part, right? Maybe you fell in love with the actual cold calling part. Maybe you fell in love with on the live events, you being there face to face with your customer and you letting them know all about the product. Good. Now take exactly what you fell in love with and make sure that you pull that out because that is a skill set. Because that's something that you have researched, because that's all a specialist is. A specialist is someone that researched more than you. So you've done the research, you've researched more than everybody else because this is what you've been doing for so long and you love it, so why not start there? I think that that'll help anybody that's looking to switch gears right now. And by the way, you know, because I just don't want to see anybody, right, start something new and you deviate your attention. So you go to game number 2, you got game number 1, and you haven't set it on autopilot yet, meaning when you go to sleep at night, it's not making money, right? And then you want to get into the next thing. When you get into the next thing, you got to start all over. Your attention is going to be now diverted. And you can't watch your first thing, so you're going to let this deplete to the point where you now have to build and you're still behind the 8 ball. And I just don't want to see anybody crash that way, you know. So the whole point of this is, you know, do I think that without a skill you're going to survive? No.
Not at all.
No. So we had to have this conversation with you because I don't want to see anybody fail. And I think that you definitely have the opportunity. You know, at least here at Bridge Together Marketing, we create these opportunities for you so that you can actually get to work today for you and your family right now. Within 24 hours, you can actually start working. And this allows you, right, and then of course we give you the training, but this allows you the freedom to be able to work for yourself, right, and as an independent contractor here. But you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn about what you like to do because it's the closest thing to manage your own business that you're ever going to get without the overhead. So it's going to allow you enough room for you to learn and determine for yourself whether or not you want to be an entrepreneur. And whether it's a side income or you want to make this your main focus, either way it goes, it's up to you. But you're definitely going to get a skill set here. right? We're gonna make sure of that. That's one of our goals here at Bridge the Gap Marketing. You know, not for nothing, but let me ask, is door-to-door the right skill to even develop post-COVID-19?
If door-to-door the right skill, I mean, yeah. Besides the amount of money that your income is not capped, basically. Your income is not capped. Besides that, you're learning life skills. You're learning how to communicate better. You know how to negotiate with people. And not for nothing, like anyone who's willing to go and knock on a stranger's door, it takes a lot of balls. So you become a beast in life overall. Like it takes away a lot of things that you've been fearful of. So door-to-door is definitely a skill, a rewarding skill, and you don't have to say you're going to create a career out of it, but get in, have a vision to what you want to invest in, and door-to-door provides you with the opportunity to make money in a fast-paced time.
Absolutely. Listen, not for nothing, but you hit the nail on the head, and I'm happy that you did, right? And you know, for most people out there, a lot of times they will say door-to-door is dead, right? And like you, I like the way that you laugh, because we've been hearing that for so many years.
It was funny, you know, I'm sorry to cut you.
No.
You know how I like studying Beyonce, obviously. I was studying her father. And her father, prior to him becoming her manager, he was actually selling Kirby door-to-door.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's not just him. A lot of people who's in Hollywood or who's in a successful company,
Jamie Foxx.
Will Smith, they all started out selling something door-to-door. Les Brown right now, he still has a career talking about his door-to-door and
door-to-door
a lot of
experience.
them, yeah. So it's crazy. Like a lot of successful people, they actually have to go through that stage of killing the enemy inside, you might say. Because knocking on someone's door, you're killing something inside of you. Like I was timid, and I'm still timid certain days to speak to a stranger, but it increases something inside of me.
Yes, absolutely, and I see it. I've seen such a dramatic change in your abilities now. To be totally honest with you, and I'm so super proud of you and what you're doing with our B2B program. So kudos for that. Guys, let me say this, right? Door to door, I've watched people go from no money to a millionaire doing door to door, and the skills that you're gonna get inside door to door. So, for all the people that tells me that door to door is dead, I'm gonna tell you that door to door has
Just begun.
just begun, right? We live our life every day like it's COVID-19. From the moment that we heard that we possibly wasn't going to be able to work and our, you know, partners were pulling out of the field, which means we ultimately had to pull out of the field, it was go time.
Yeah.
But it was nothing new to us, to be honest with you. You know, we knew what we had to do to survive, which was take our business online, still study, right? Still self-educate ourselves. We knew that we had to read books. You know, immediately what I did was I started a book club. I started making sure that my people had a morning call, that they started investing in waking up, right? And being on a call and keeping some positivity inside of their mind, because mentally there was a lot to go through. Door to door did that. You know, I know a lot of companies out here that didn't do as much for their employees as we did for ours here to maintain our sanity here at this, you know, what some would call as a small marketing company, but we're nationwide just the same. So, you know, the idea is now, guys, is that...
And COVID actually did that, because we was only doing New York before COVID.
Right.
Now, like during COVID time, we expanded into different markets like AT&T and Solar. So it's definitely been a blessing for us in certain ways.
Definitely a blessing. I just did a blog today about that, how now we're helping more people than ever before, and this was during a pandemic, and I would have never thought it. You know, I panicked just like everybody else panicked, but I knew that we were going to have to pivot. I knew that we was going to have to stand up to the bully, you know, and, you know, no pun intended, you know, but it's get rich or die trying, the mentality. You know, no retreat, no surrender. You know, this is the mentality I take when it's wartime. You know, you got some people that they're generals, and you got some people that they're just general. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it now. I know now. Like, all right, cool. When it's wartime, you're not the frontline guy. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, I want everybody to know that here at this company, it's wartime. But you're dealing with people that are frontline, right with you. And that's very important for you to know, because I get it, right? You're scared. How long is it going to last? What is it going to be able to do? Well, as far as I know, AT&T is still one of the best companies out there. AT&T is still one of the strongest companies there is on this planet, right? Verizon is still one of the best companies on this planet, right? Fortune 500 company, very successful. And as long as these companies have products to sell, then we have a marketing company that can provide them for it, and we make a handsome commission, very aggressive. I say that to you guys because I don't want you guys to develop this stigma that a lot of people are developing right now, saying door-to-door is dead, saying it's over. Post-COVID-19, what about COVID? Aren't you afraid of getting COVID? No, you have to be careful, just like you had to be careful before. You could always catch a cold, right? You could always be hit by a car, right? And this is just the God's honest truth, right? And I hate it for you. But to be totally honest with you, everything is dangerous. And I need for you guys to know that, poverty is your real bully.
I agree.
That's the real thing that's gonna ail you to death, right? If you don't have it. So it's not everything, but it's damn near next to air in our world, right? So with that being said, guys, I hope that we've said something that touches you, that lets you know that we care, right? Because that's the heart and soul of this, right? And being inside of a sales office, right? Especially being inside of this sales office, we want you to get the mentorship that you need. We want you to get the motivation that you need. We want you to be able to carry, we want to be able to carry you throughout your week and let you know that you're not alone out there. All right? So with that being said, guys, let's make some noise.